Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how you doing? Grab that coffee, maybe a snack or two. This is what I'm making right now. Let's get into it. I'm not kidding. This is what I'm making. Just as a heads up, okay? A lot of these videos that you're going to see over the next few days are pre-recorded. Why? Because my son's getting married, you know. But listen, I'm doing my due diligence, keeping you guys up on what's going on. But I'm also taking care of my family. So I am making cake pops right now as we speak. Because I think I know what I'm doing. I'll get into it. So, and yes, these came out of my preps because mom didn't want to go spend money. So, speaking of spending money, I know this is no laughing matter, but I know that I speak for a lot of you when I say this, because I know that Sean and I do this, and I know that my son and his soon-to-be wife do this, and I know that a lot of you do this as well. Are you skipping meals to save money? Now, if you say yes, raise your hand. But are you supplementing those meals with something else? Say a protein shake, or maybe just a yogurt or a banana or something like that, right? Okay, I understand where you're coming from, okay? Even though, yeah, we are preppers, okay, and stuff like that, but you know, there is such a thing called conditioning your body, okay? And conditioning your body is like, you want to try and condition your body to only eating maybe one meal a day, and then maybe like a granola bar or a yogurt or something like that, so you don't go through all of your preps so fast, so you could stretch your preps out as long as you can, okay? But what a lot of people are doing is literally, okay, because they cannot afford to feed their families or even just themselves, they are skipping entire meals, even possibly for days at a time, because they can't afford to eat. You may or may not know someone, because, you know, it's not like anyone, you know, yells this from the mountaintops. This is what I do because I can't afford it, you know. They're not going to tell you this, probably out of embarrassment. So this is, you know, a normal thing for a lot of people. There are nearly a quarter of young people who literally skip meals, whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, doesn't really matter, okay? Or they just don't buy groceries because of high inflation. Over the last 12 months, okay, there's nearly 2 out of 5 American households, okay, which is like 40%, who receive like food or food goods, if you want to say that, from a food bank. And there's nothing wrong with that at all, okay? I don't want you to hang your head in shame because you go to a food bank. There is nothing wrong with that at all, okay? 22% of them are millennials. The same amount, about 17%, stop buying healthier foods, like organic or highly priced healthier foods. And nearly 1 in 5 Americans, like 18%, say about that, say they actually skip meals or just don't buy groceries because of inflation. and that is including 28% of Generation Z and 23% of millennials. So, you know, when it comes to the president and his economic miracle, right? It's actually taking its toll. It seems like as more and more Americans are unable to afford food, but you know, it doesn't affect him. It doesn't affect the people in the White House or the people in government. It doesn't affect them because they make so much darn money. They don't care. They don't care about me or you or our children or our grandchildren. What the heck do they care? You know? So it stinks. It stinks to high heaven. And, you know, and being as people like us, we are of the prepared mind. So yeah, we're prepared, you know. So say we didn't have to, you know, we have to live on our preps. Okay, this is just a scenario. Say we do have to live on our preps, okay? Okay, so we're good, right? We're good for, let's just say we have to live on our preps for about 6 months. We're all good, right? We're good. But now we have to replenish, right? Well, say 2023 rolls around and we're like, flip, I can't replenish now because 2023 is going to be a massive flippin' flop, and we're going to be like, oh my God, I can't replenish that 6 months now. So now I'm like, all right, well, what am I going to do now? You know what I mean? So, you know, there's upsides and there's downsides to living on our preps, right? And one of the upsides is, okay, we're saving money, we can apply our money to other things and things like that, right? But the downside is, well, now we can't replenish because inflation is so darn high. 2023 is here. There's nothing really on the shelves. What is on the shelves, we can't afford, you know? And so now we're really going to have to start skipping meals. Okay, have we conditioned our bodies to do so? Not really. Okay, so what do we do now? Okay, well, let's just focus of just having dinner, and then for like breakfast and lunch, let's just have like granola and a yogurt. Okay, but yogurt is so expensive. Okay, well, I can make yogurt. Do you have an Instapot? Do you have the things to make the yogurt? It's actually cheaper to buy the ingredients to make the yogurt and have an Instapot than it is to go out and buy the yogurt. You know what I mean? And you can make in mass quantities and save it and freeze it. Okay? So these are the things that I want you to really seriously sit and think about. Okay? And get into the you know what I'm saying, the groove of doing, because it's like the same thing as getting back to basics in the kitchen. Start, you know, get a bread maker. Okay, I have a bread maker. I love my bread maker. I've given you guys a lot of, you know, I know a lot of you guys are new here. You know, I will give you my recipes for my Marine Mom bread, okay, which Andrew absolutely loves and adores. So if you like spicy things, you'll love my Marine Mom bread. It's sriracha, homemade sriracha bread with jalapenos, you know, things like that. Learn how to make bread, get a bread maker. They're actually really cheap. You can get them on Amazon. You know, get an Instapot. You can make yogurt in your Instapot. You know, these are the things. Get back to basics in the kitchen, guys. Okay, please learn how to make pasta. You can make pasta out of flour, eggs, water. Okay, I know how to make pasta. You can get a manual pasta maker. I actually found mine at Goodwill. I paid $20 for it. Okay. These are things that we're going to have to learn how to start doing all over again, like our grandparents and our great-grandparents did back in the Great Depression, okay? And I know it's going to be like, it's so time-consuming, it's tedious. Right on, I understand that, I get it. But these are things that we're going to have to learn how to start to do, because when 2023 rolls around, and I know it's like, this is like beating a dead horse, I get it. But these are things that we're going to have to learn how to do in order to survive, darn it, okay? So please just listen, okay? Instead of buying, you know, I mean, yeah, it's nice to have canned this and canned that and box this and box that, and yeah, it's easy, simple, woo, done, right? 20 minutes in the oven, all right, awesome. Now, get your basics, like your flour, your sugar, your salt, your yeast, your beans, your this, your that. Stick with the basics. Stick with, you know what? How about I do another video on Great Depression pantry stuff? Stick with that. Okay? And I will give you an entire list of all the Great Depression stuff, and I'll even throw in everything that you're going to need in order to make your homemade yogurts, your homemade pastas, your homemade breads. This is the stuff that you're going to need in order to make amazing meals for cheaper than you could ever imagine. Because this is what's going to be the most important in order to feed your family every single night, literally on a dime, and to keep everybody's bellies full. And there's not going to be a need for snacks every single night before bed. You know what I mean? Because I know, like, if you're like me, you like to give the kid, you know, my grandkids a snack before bed every night. Okay, y'all, night, you know, here's your juice, here's your snack, good night, you know, all right, grandmommy will be in, you know, to read you a bedtime story. Okay, yeah, no, you know, that type of thing. I think it's time. Let's get in the groove of it, before 2023 really rolls around and smacks us dead in the face. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, food inflation is worsening for a number of reasons that all lead back to flawed policies because of this administration. And this is not something that can be denied. And you know it as well as I do. Okay? It was the lockdowns of food farms, food processing facilities, leading to supply chain disruptions, and then whammo, everything was on fire, right? Then the continued money printing, operations that devalue the purchasing power of the dollar. And then the governmental policies that pay farmers to destroy their crops. How stupid is that? Why are you being so dumb? You are literally making these farmers destroy their crops, and for what, man? Huh? Are you that dumb? You really want to starve us out? Because you know what? We the people, and I will yell that from the mountaintops, we the flippin' people are a hell of a lot smarter than you will ever be, because you cannot pull the wool over these eyes. See right through your bullshit. Anyway. And then they go and say, well, you know what? You can't plant them in the first place. So, and then he's canceling all the natural gas pipelines. Yeah. Did you hear that roll in the back of my eye, with my eyes? It's like, seriously? Okay, resulting in the fertilizer shortages. Can't plant the crops. The crops won't grow anyways. And the price increases. And then the sharp increases in diesel. All to the anti-energy economic policies. So, you know, it just stinks that we as Americans have to pick and choose what meal we're not going to eat in order to save money. And then say, okay, you know what, I saved myself a little bit of money. Maybe now I can pay my electric bill or my oil bill. That's now $1,000 this month because of the rise in price in oil. What? Shut the front door, you lint licker. This is disgusting. What kind of country are we living in? This is not the country that I grew up in. I'm a proud American and a patriot. I am a Marine mom, the wife of a law enforcement officer. Please, someone wake me up from this friggin' nightmare. All right, you know what? I'm done. Okay? I appreciate you guys, okay? You stay safe. You stay positive. You keep prepping. And as always, fear less. Ciao.